Vitali Klitschko versus Manuel Charr. Everyone seems to think this is going to be a one-sided, easy fight for Klitschko, which will end by a knockout. A lot of people are predicting a knockout inside 8 or 9 rounds. I think it depends on how many risks Manuel Charr wants to take. Because from what I've seen of Manuel Charr, the one good thing that he does have, and he don't have that many great attributes, but the one good attribute that he does have is a very tight guard. Very, very tight guard. Almost like a crab-like defense. He has that typical style which they seem to be teaching a lot in Germany these days. Manuel Charr is a Syrian, but he's based in Germany for his boxing career, and he fights like a typical German-trained fighter these days, like Marco Huck or Arthur Abraham or Felix Sturm. They tend to fight out of this tight crab-like defense, and that's how Manuel Charr fights. And his defense is pretty solid. He fought a shot Danny Williams, a very, very shot past his prime Danny Williams. But they say the last thing to go, in a fighter is their punch. And there was one point just before the end of the fight with Danny Williams where Williams opened up on Manuel Charr. He literally opened up the same way that he opened up on Tyson, and he was letting his hands go. He was putting full power into the punches. Obviously, we know Danny Williams can't take a punch like he used to. He's not as quick as he used to. But those shots that he was hitting Manuel Charr with were still solid shots. You understand? He went for broke in that fight, and he just, he threw the kitchen sink at Manuel Charr's defense, and nothing really got through. So I was impressed that Manuel Charr's defense held up so well against that type of barrage. And in all the fights I've seen of Charr, it's the same thing. He has a very, very tight crab-like defense. And because of that, I think that Manuel Charr, if he, keeps a tight defense, he can go the distance. I don't see why not. I think he can go the distance. The guy's 6'4". He's not that much shorter than Vitali Klitschko. He's about 3 or 4 inches shorter. I mean, it's a lot shorter actually, but compared to most of Vitali Klitschko's opponents, he's not that much shorter than Klitschko. He's obviously a lot taller than Derek Chisora was. So, Charr's going to come in there and he's going to try and pressure Vitali. Vitali's going to box off his back foot. He's going to try and slap Manuel Charr's hands down and come in with sneaky right hands and uppercuts and stuff like that. And he can definitely get the stoppage if he can land the punches. But, the question is for Klitschko in terms of getting the stoppage is, can he land consistently clean shots on Charr to knock him out? And like I said, I think it just depends on how many risks Manuel Charr wants to take. If he gets into range and lets his hands go frequently, or if he gets frustrated and starts taking risks because he's down on the scorecards because he's getting outboxed, then Klitschko might start catching him clean and knock him out. But as I said, from what I've seen of Manuel Charr, he's not the kind of guy to really take risks. He throws very few shots unless he's right up on top of you. Then he'll let his hands go. Otherwise, he just stays in his crab-like defense, and his attacks are sporadic. So, I'm definitely going for a Vitali Klitschko victory in this fight. Anything can happen in boxing. Fighters can get old overnight. And there is certain elements of Manuel Charr's style which could cause Vitali Klitschko problems. And we saw Vitali Klitschko did have problems with Derek Chisora in his last fight. And Manuel Charr being taller than Derek Chisora, he may get closer with his punches. He throws straighter shots as well than Derek Chisora, and that's definitely going to be an advantage in terms of, being able to land clean. He's got straighter shots, he's taller, he's got a longer reach than Chisora, and he's a pressure fighter just like Chisora. But unlike Chisora, he don't really have no head movement. I don't think his hands are quite as quick. And he's not really a puncher like Chisora as well. He's not really a big puncher. So, maybe he could hope to get in there and cut Vitali, possibly. I don't know. I mean, anything can happen in boxing, and if Manuel Charr was to win this fight, it wouldn't be that much of a shock. I mean, stranger things than that have happened in boxing. This is Vitali Klitschko's 40 years old or 41 now, so it wouldn't be ridiculous for him to lose this fight. But in all probability, even a 40 or 41-year-old Vitali Klitschko should be able to handle a guy like Manuel Charr. And I reckon he'll probably get a points decision, if not maybe a late stoppage. When Manuel Charr gets behind on points, he might start taking risks and leaving himself open, and Vitali will get in there with some of his more solid punches and maybe be able to end the fight. But I'm just going to go for Vitali Klitschko to win a 12-round decision. He's got the height, the reach, the experience, the jab. Manuel Charr is, a very basic come-forward fighter like Derek Chisora was. But I just don't think he applies as much relentless pressure as Chisora, even though he is taller, he does have a longer reach. I just don't think he'll be relentless enough. And I mean, even Chisora lost anyway, But I just think that this fight will probably actually be a little bit easier than the Chisora fight for Vitali. I think Charr will be more difficult to hit clean than Chisora was, because I think Charr's going to be more economical with his punches and a bit more careful than Chisora was. But I don't think he'll apply as much pressure as Chisora did. So for that reason, I think it will be slightly easier in terms of, stamina and pace on Vitali's, 40-year-old body. So yeah, I'm taking Vitali Klitschko to win a decision in this fight. 12-round decision. Yeah, and that's it really. So let me know what you lot think in the comment section below. This is Hatman. I'm out.